We are Cody and Christina, and for the past 4 years we have dreamed of converting out and living in a Mercedes Sprinter van. A year and a half ago that dream began, and within the next 3 weeks we will be accomplishing our goal of converting our very own van, the Desert Cruiser. In this week's build video, we will be cutting and fitting our charging ports, accomplishing the scary task of installing our Natures Head Composting Toilet, and starting to lay out our electrical components to run everything in the van. Here we go. Hey everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our van build. It's a beautiful day out in Arizona, and Cody's going to be getting into a few projects, so let's see what he's up to. Hey Cody, what you doing?
I think we're almost ready to cut. That's what we're doing. I traced out the back side of the light dimmer so that once we have our wall plate on here, it'll line up with our bed cabinet door when it's closed. And then once that's done, we're going to do the same thing with our wall plugs. And then we're going to hopefully be able to stack our USB ports on top of each other, and then we'll have to cut that with the hole saw. So we're going to use the Dremel, and hopefully we come out with a square cut. Sadly, we have to destroy our beautiful bed face. So you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right.
What you doing?
An outfit change. So, we had a problem with our first Dremel cut, and that is the wheel blew up on me.
Ugh.
That's my fault because it's not made for wood. We can't find any that are made for wood, so out comes the chainsaw mask, face shield, and gloves. So if it explodes on me this time, I'll be prepared.
We got our first port in. Originally, we were wanting it to be more towards the right, but then we realized that our bathroom top would not clear it. So this is the next best thing, and it looks good right where it's at.
Exciting news. Ports are all done. Let's check them out. Oh yeah, so we got our light dimmers here for the front, for the back zone, 110 volt wall plugs. We have 2 USBs in here, normal 2 amps, 2.1 amps I think. And we left this one open just as a cigarette lighter because we have a 4 amp cigarette light charger, USB charger, that will do our iPads and everything really fast. So I think we're pretty happy with how those came out. Alright guys, today we're gonna have some serious potty talk. We are finally installing our Natures Head Composting Toilet, which we're super excited about. But we're also really scared because we have to cut a couple holes in the van. It's a composting toilet, so what's really neat is the compost is separated from the urine to hopefully prevent smell. People swear by them. We haven't used it for number 2 yet, but we have tested it for number 1. The best way I can explain if you're worried about using this to pee in is if you remember the carnival games from when you were young where you used to squirt water into the holes in the distance. If you're really good at that, you're going to be fine using this toilet. But if you're bad at making the water go into the hole, you're probably not going to want the toilet. But to install the toilet, we need to cut a hole in our bed face because you do need 5 inches on the side of the toilet for an air gap because this side has a fan sucking air through the toilet. So we're going to need to drill a hole through our bed face. So once the air gets sucked through the toilet, there's a fan on this side that is pushing it out. And this is going to be vented out through the bottom of the van through a hose. So we actually have to cut, unfortunately, a hole through the bottom of our van's floor, straight out the bottom where we're going to hook up some PVC pipe connections. So let's get into it. So cut 1's going to be for the air intake, and what we did was we literally just lined our toilet up to the box where the hole is at the same level. We're going to be blasting straight through into the bed. And then for later on, this is where we're going to be putting our hole straight through the floor. So, you ready? Here we go.
So hole 1 looks pretty good.
Yeah, it came out good. So welcome to the underside of our van. Don't mind my awkward position. What I just did was drilled a pilot hole, let me show you, through the center of where I want to put our actual PVC pipe. That way I knew that our pipe would fit. And this is what we're using, just a 90-degree bend PVC. And it's just gonna sit right in here like that, nice and tightly. So now we gotta go back up top and drill straight through the floor. Oh boy. Our battery's already dying, and we've only been drilling holes for like 30 seconds.
Oh no.
So the hole went successful. So let me show you that. And I believe we use a 2 3/8 inch hole saw, so you can see the inside, and that's what's going to be venting our toilet. So what's going to happen is, you can see my 90-degree PVC here. This sucker's going to go right into the hole. I'm trying to show you as best I can. And then we're just going to silicone it, fill it, and then we're going to put some mesh on the end of it so that no bugs can get inside of it. So we'll show you that process now. This is the PVC. This is the end on the inside of the van. This is on the outside, which is going to be facing backwards. We just got some finely knitted mesh screen so no bugs can get in, and then we got a metal clamp ring as per instructions from my best friend who's way handier than I am. We're just going to tighten this down, and hopefully we won't get any bugs inside. And then we're going to glue this all up, smush it into the van, and hopefully it holds nice and tight.
Brent approved?
Yep, should work. So here's what the PVC pipe looks like. It's facing towards the back of the van so that when we're driving, nothing can get in there. You can see the mesh screen. And then you can just see that we just silicone the crap out of it. It looks horrible, but guess what? It's not going anywhere. So this is the end that goes and connects into the toilet. Then the air gets sucked out through the fan, through the end of this hose, which connects straight into the mushroom vent here. Down there, you can't see because it's dark. That actually goes straight out the bottom of the van into the PVC pipe connection. And Christina, to install this when I was outside the van, she put silicone adhesive on the base, pressed it down, and as you can see, we screwed it into the floor to keep it super secure. And then all you do is you just pop the hoses on both ends, and you have a nice vented fan. And now that we have the toilet in here, you can see how the hose is coming up from the floor from the mushroom vent that Christina connected, and literally this just plugs straight into the side of the toilet. Our space is a little tight. And then you can see back here the 12-volt line, the power supply for the toilet fan itself, which runs through here straight into our fuse block. And our toilet's all set up now and ready to be used. Oh yeah. Our one and only mistake of the van build so far is how we originally wired our lights. And right now, we are paying the consequences of what we did. We are trying to rerun wire, as you can see what Christina's doing, through our lights and into the cabinets. But this front one doesn't have conduit. Good job us. So, let's see if we can figure out a solution. Hopefully we can, or we're not going to have front lights. No, I got it still. Yeah. The wire's behind the wall. Oh my gosh, come on. Man, how long did you make this thing? Oh, I got it.
Okay, get it.
Oh my gosh.
Woo! Okay, pull it, pull it. Okay, pull it.
Oh my gosh.
Here, let me move the stick this way. Alright. I can't believe we did that.
What's up everyone? It's a new day, another van build day. We are finally, as you can see here, starting to put up our electrical panel pieces, so it's an absolute mess under the bed. But we are finally trying to figure out our placement so that once we have our solar controller in place, our fuse block, our inverter, batteries, all that stuff set up, we can start wiring everything, and then we'll have some power in here, so let's get into it. Solid progress today on our electrical panel. Let me show you what we got going on here. We got our mess of wires coming from the van. That's solar, 12 volt, all that stuff. We have our 12 volt fuse block there, so all of our lights and whatnot will connect into that thing. And then the red and black wires in here are solar wires that are going to be running through here into our first circuit breaker, which will act as a solar disconnect for us, into our MPPT controller, solar controller, which will then drop into a 40 amp fuse, which will also be a shut off if needed. And then that will run into our master disconnect. And then our batteries, our positive is going to come up. I'm going to put a terminal fuse in here, which will also connect into that master disconnect, so that our solar and batteries can be shut off there. We have our positive bus for our batteries, our inverter, our AC fuse block, or our AC breaker box, our DC breaker box. And then down here on the negative side of things, we have the shunt, which will have our negative from our batteries connecting straight in. And what that does is it basically sends us info into our Victron battery monitor, which is then Bluetooth. It'll tell us all of our battery info, charging capabilities, all that good stuff. And that little monitor will be somewhere in here. And then we have our negative bus for our negative side of things. Our AC breaker box, which will house our 2 breakers for both of our wall plugs. Still haven't found a place for our alternator charger, but we will get to that. This is what the end of a long van build day looks like. We got our handy dandy trail mix. I'm tired from talking and thinking about electrical stuff, and Chrissy's just tired from listening to me. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Hey guys.
Morning, everyone.
So last night we stayed up really late, and Cody's gonna tell you why.
Yeah, we had a bit of a difficult day yesterday because we made the decision to head back to California. We really want to get the van done, and we've been running into some shipment difficulties while staying at our friend's place in Arizona. It's a really big bummer because living with your best friends for the past 2 months is the best thing that you can possibly ask for.
Yeah.
But we had to make the call because this is our goal, is to get the Desert Cruiser done. So before we head back, we were at least going to do one more fun thing, and that is we're going mountain biking. Oh yeah!
Except for the fact that we had cake last night, and that was Cody's fault, so I'm going to be paying the price.
I had to do something to make us feel better because we were all so sad. Food and sweets always does that. But then I was up all night because I was way too hyper. Oh yeah, time to ride. So we're a little ways into our ride. I have no idea where we are. These are our two best friends that I was referring to earlier. That's Brent, that's Malia, and I just realized I'm the only one that's not wearing spandex. On top of vlogging, if you guys couldn't tell, we kind of like we love mountain biking. So on top of doing vlogging, travel videos, and things like that, we're gonna try and bring some mountain bike specific videos, some of our favorite places that we're gonna be riding, and just having fun. So hopefully you guys have an interest in that. Oh yeah! Sorry, I say oh yeah a lot. Phew! Oh! All right, I cut backwards on the trail. Let's see if I can scare him. Chrissy, you freaking killed it. Oh yeah.
We had a really fun ride, but unfortunately we have to say goodbye to our friends.
Yeah, we had a good time in Arizona, but I think it's the right decision for us to head back because I think we're ready to get the van done, finish up the van so that we can really hit the road. See you guys. Bye. Have a safe drive. Thanks.